Hi guys, today I'm going to be showing you how to get our local max and min from a given function. So this is the function that I'm going to be using today. And the first step to find our local max and min is to get the derivative of the function. So I've done that down here. And once I have my derivative, I plugged out the greatest common factor, which was 6. And then I was left with this function. And I decided that I needed to factor it down. So I needed to find a number that two numbers that multiplied into -2 and also added to +1. So the two numbers I got were -1 and +2. So therefore, this function up here factors into these. Now, in order to get my critical numbers, which we'll use to find our local min and max, I set these two factors to 0. So once they're both set to 0, it equals x equals -2 and x equals +1. These are our critical numbers. So the next step is to put our critical numbers in a number line, which I've done here. And then we're going to need to figure out which parts of the number line will yield positive, negative, and so forth. So here I've done this by, first I'm going to look at this section right here. So we're going to get a number above 1. I used 2. So I plugged 2 into our factors, and I got a positive and a positive, because 2 plus 2 is 4, which is positive, and 2 subtract 1, which is positive. And we know that a positive times a positive will equal a positive, so therefore it is positive right here. Now my prediction is that it will go positive, negative, positive, but we have to test it. So next I picked a number that was greater than -2, but still less than 1 to look for this section right here. So I chose the number 0 and plugged it into my factors. So I got 0 plus 2, which is a positive number, and 0 subtract 1, which is a negative number. And we know that a positive times a negative equals a negative number. So therefore, it belongs negative right here on our number line. So the next step for this section is to look at this part of the number line. So I plugged in a number that was less than -2, which was -3 in this instance, and plugged into my factors. I got -3 plus 2, which is a negative, and -3 subtract 1, which is also a negative. And we know that a negative times a negative equals a positive, so therefore our predictions were right. It went positive, negative, positive. So therefore we can see that at -2, where it goes positive to negative, it means that the left side of -2, the function is increasing, and on the right side the function is decreasing. So therefore, on the graph it'll look something like this, which means our maximum local point is at -2. And next, we look at 1. Now, on the left side of 1, our function is decreasing, while on the left side it's increasing. And on a graph, this would look something like this. So therefore, our minimum point is at 1. Okay. And then, in order to express our local min and max points as ordered pairs, we just plug these numbers into our very first original function. And if we did all that out, for 1, we would get -7, and for -2, we would get 20. So therefore, our local minimum point is at x equals 1, and our minimum value is -7. And also, our local maximum point is at x equals -2, while our maximum value is 20.